Mackey Arena on the campus of Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. The site this afternoon of the Big Ten finale between the Fighting Illini of Illinois and the 6th-ranked Boilermakers of Purdue. Purdue comes in with a chance to claim the Big Ten championship outright by virtue of Michigan's loss yesterday. So a Purdue victory today will give them the title and a possible #1 seed to be announced later this afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist along with Al McGuire. Purdue comes in 25-4, and as Pat just told you, #6 in the country. And Al, they have potentially the player of the year in college basketball in Glenn Robinson.
Well, Mad Dog will win most of the MVPs throughout the country. He's not only a shooter, he's also a scorer. He'll score off a rebound, he'll score off a steal, he'll finalize on the fast break, he'll burn you from three-point land, but one of the big things, he gets on the foul line so often.
Glenn Robinson, of course, is now in his junior year. Yesterday, Gene Cady, the Purdue coach, had a chance to chat with Al McGuire and compared Glenn Robinson to a player from another era.
Yeah, he's the best player I ever recruited, period, you know, in all phases of the game. I've compared him to Oscar Robertson a little bit, Al, because I saw Oscar play when he was in Cincinnati, and I was a student at Kansas State. And I was a great basketball junkie, although I played in junior college, I didn't play at K-State, that I watched Oscar with great detail, and this kid is a lot like him, plays in, plays out, great competitor. Now, when you use the same word as Oscar Robertson, that's a great compliment, and Glenn doesn't even know that.
That's awful for you and me because we grew up with Oscar. Illinois comes in, and they probably are in the final field of 64 for the tournament. They have in Deon Thomas an outstanding player themselves.
Physical, likes to play with his back towards the basket, and he's just outstanding. Coach Lou said, scoring from the low post is the best ball player I've had in 40 years.
So it's Deon Thomas and the Fighting Illini. They come to Purdue. The first time these two teams have met this year. We'll have the starting lineups in just a moment. We're back at Mackey Arena on the campus of Purdue University in one of the ceremonies in the final home game of the regular season, of course. The seniors being introduced and their parents acknowledged at center court. Let's check the lineups, first of all, for the University of Illinois. And there are some changes. Jerry Hester gets a start today, the freshman from Peoria. He starts for T.J. Wheeler. Also, Deon Thomas in the center, and Robert Bennett will start in place of Shelley Clark, who missed last week's game with chickenpox. In the backcourt, it's Kejuan Garris, the freshman, who's scoring at nearly 16 points a game, and Richard Keene, a sophomore. Lou Henson now in his 19th year as the head coach at the University of Illinois, and last week with a victory over Minnesota. There's Gene Cady on the right. Lou Henson passed Jerry Tarkanian in terms of number of career victories. Purdue, Glenn Robinson, Brandon Brantley, and Conzo Martin are the front court starting for the Boilermakers. Glenn Robinson leading this team in 6 different statistical categories. And the backcourt, it's Matt Waddell, the junior from Tifton, Indiana, who's scoring at an average of 11 points per game. And Porter Roberts, a sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee, the point guard averaging 5.3 points per game. And Gene Cady, who wants to give his team a Big Ten championship for the first time since 1988. That 87-88 team won the Big Ten title outright. And Glenn Robinson now.
Outstanding. Can do it all. If he has one weakness, it's defense in transition.
Points per game, he leads the country right now. In order to average 30 points per game, he'd have to have a 40-point outing today. Look at that, 10 rebounds a ball game. He's hitting 80%, 1.6 steals. He also leads the team in minutes played in 34, and is nicknamed, as you can see, the Big Dog.
And they told me yesterday the Big Dog is hungry today, so he's going to turn this crowd on. And in talking to Gene yesterday, they don't know if he's going to come out and go into the lottery for the NBA. They're going to have a meeting during the season, after the season, and whatever the kid says, Gene said it's okay with me.
As we told you, part of the pregame ceremonies here at Mackey Arena involved the introduction of all of the senior cheerleaders and their parents, and the senior players on the team and their parents. And it ran a little longer than the preacher's Sunday morning sermon. So we are
2 collections.
We're running a little late right now, and here are the introductions, the official player introductions taking place down on the field. There is, on the court rather, there is Richard Keene and Matt Waddell. Mentioned a moment ago, Al, this is the first time these two teams have met because Penn State came into league play in the Big Ten this year. There are 2 teams that each team in the conference plays only once, and Illinois and Purdue playing for the first time.
Well, this is the only team that Glenn Robinson hasn't beaten in his career, and they're only meeting for the last time here. So I think that's another incentive for Big Dog to get going, start howling.
Porter Roberts being introduced. Illinois comes in with a 17-9 mark, 10-7 in Big Ten play. They have a chance to finish 4th with a victory today. Indiana has 3rd place all by itself. And Purdue, by the way, has already locked up the automatic bid that goes to the Big Ten champion. Even if they lose today and find themselves tied with Michigan for the Big Ten title, they're declared co-champs, but Purdue wins the automatic berth based on their non-conference record. They have a better non-conference record. It gets even more specific than that. It is the best non-conference record in the 48 contiguous states.
And the other thing, I feel the Big Ten will definitely put in 16. The team that's on the bubble is the 17, the Badgers from Wisconsin. And one of the things that happened up in Wisconsin is that great freshman, Rashad Griffith, was out for about 2-3 weeks, and they lost, I think, 4 out of the 6 ball games while he was sitting on the bench. He could be the best freshman in the country. And I know people are going to say Stackhouse and Wallace. They're going to talk about Smith at Maryland and Obi down at University of Mass. But Griffith's outstanding, absolutely outstanding ball.
Well, the introduction of the potential player of the year in college basketball, Glenn Robinson. Everyone in this arena and all Purdue alumni hoping that it is not his final home game at Mackey Arena.
Well, it would be a hard call, and he is truly all galaxy.
Many feel one reason he came back this year is that he was only a second-team selection last season. He's a certain All-America first-team pick and in all likelihood the player of the year.
You know, he hasn't had enough of college. Don't forget, he was a prop 48, so he set out his first year. This is only his second year of playing on the varsity. So all these records, if he can score 1,000 points, he's not too far from it, he will be the #1 scorer in 2 years in the Big Ten, scoring 1,000 points. The guy that has the record now is that fabulous Rick Mountain.
Well, we're about to get underway from Mackey Arena. The services went a little longer than intended. Ed Hightower, Ted Hillary, and Phil Bova are the trio of officials for today's game. Purdue 25-4, Illinois 17-9. Lou Henson says he thinks his team is in the field of 64. I think most people feel that way.
You can pencil that in. You can always tell a big-time game, a prime-time, crunch-time game, by what officials have assigned it. These 3 officials are top draw.
Talking to Ted Hillary, one of the officials before the game, about where he's going to be next week. He said, "You guys know yet?" And Al and I said, "Nope, we find out tonight." He said, "You're no better off than we are." This is Porter Roberts. Waddell takes the jumper short off the iron. Conzo Martin dishes to Robinson, and he'll shoot a couple of free throws.
He knows how to score. There are shooters and there's scorers. As I said at the top of the show, Big Dog is a scorer. Foul shots, three-point lane, finalize on the fast breaks. Off the board, off the floor. Everybody's All-American.
And a chance to give Purdue an early 2-0 lead.
Concentration early, because you're not sweating. You have an offense, a little bit more difficult to score. We've got a zone press, 1-2-1 diamond, with Robinson playing man-to-man zone in the back. Now they go to man-to-man.
This is Jerry Hester, who's getting the start today. He's fresh from back-to-back outings of 19 and 20 points against Penn State and Minnesota. Hester starting for T.J. Wheeler. There's the steal. Martin. No!
Nope. You know what happened there? Just like we said a little bit earlier. What happened there, he's not loosened up yet. Offense doesn't start right away. Offense normally takes about 3 minutes to start at the top of a game. Defense starts right away. That's why defensive teams have the edge early.
Hester grabs the rebound off Robinson's missed shot. 2-0 Purdue in the early going. 19:03 to go, first half. Basket counts and was no. Hold on. Yes, the basket does go.
Why, that's so good for the fight in the line. Bennett is not a scorer. He's a role player. Takes his time, puts a rainbow-type jumper up there, all net. But the most important thing about it, he is not a scorer. So for him to score, that's a plus for Illinois.
Foul was on Dion.
Whoa! Wake up, Illinois. That play's used in grade school today. Overload one side, then send the alley-oop over to the weak side.
4-2 Purdue lead.
Illinois came in last night about an hour and a half bus trip over here. It did not work out on the court.
Garris with the jumper. Rims out. Robinson rebound. He's averaging 10 per game. 4-2 is the score. Waddell looks inside for Brantley. He's tied up. Out of bounds off Brantley. Let's take a look at the alley-oop, Al.
Now watch how they all favor the strong side of the court, which is over there. Here comes the backside pick. See Waddell pick there, blind pick. What should have happened in that time, number 40, Hester, should have switched. That's a no-no. He's a freshman. Best thing about a freshman, you know.
Yes.
They become a sophomore.
At this point, they ought to be, right?
Oh, 42 home.
Foul underneath. On Brantley.
See, the ceremony broke the rhythm of the game. Both teams, because the ceremony was so long, we got out of the game about 6 minutes late on this national game here, that they weren't in proper mental attitude. They weren't focused properly. So take a few minutes, they'll start motoring up and down.
Jerry Hester gets the basket. One of 2 freshmen in the starting 5 now for the Fighting Illini. He and Kejuan Garris. Waddell aimed it. That's for 3.
Cannot let him have that shot from there. Impossible. You got to stretch your defense.
He's hitting 47% to 3-pointers in Big Ten play.
Well, that's approximately 66% from 2-point land then. That's why they got to move out that line. 27% of all the shots taken in games today are taken from cannon range, 3-point land. So the lane has to be moved out.
Do you think they will?
Not if I say so.
They've been talking about that forever, it seems.
Just the shot from the top of the key is a piece of cake. The shot from the corner is easy. Where the shot's a little bit difficult is in between, where you have indecision of playing the backboard or the rim. Anytime you fool around the back of the rim, you don't get any breaks. You get breaks only off the front of the rim. I'll explain that when I got a half hour to tell you what I mean. Only off the front of the rim. The front of the rim gives. Back of the rim does not give. Illegal pick.
Yep, they got Brantley with that one. In the meantime, Robert Bennett has sat down and Shelley Clark has come in the lineup. That's the second foul on Brandon Brantley. And we'll have a substitution for Purdue now. Ian Stanback comes in. Brantley picks up his second and sits down. Shelley Clark, the victim of chicken pox. He missed 5 games and the game Wednesday night against Minnesota. He's the normal starter. He's got the ball right now, and he's obviously not in the rhythm of things.
Don't blame Shelley for that. You're not supposed to pass to a man like that going down on the fast break. He's to get his shots off the glass. Don't jerk around with those big guys on fast breaks. Leave him alone.
Waddell, nice pick and roll, but the pass is errant, and it's off of Shelley Clark. It'll be Purdue's to inbound, and an injury now. Waddell. Maybe a contact lens.
Contact lens. Years and years and years ago, when I needed a timeout, I had one ball player that didn't have contact lenses, and we'd make believe he lost a contact lens. And the next day in the paper was always a good picture because everybody would be down on the floor and the refs would be down on the floor trying to find the contact lens. Then the kid would say, oh, it's in the corner of my eye. This way, we stop your momentum. This way, we stop your sweat and so on. But today, you can't do it. Today, you got the scorer. You have to say who has contact lenses before the game, which is a good rule.
Now that you're out of coaching.
Now that I'm out and I got those 5 wins I shouldn't have gotten. Oh.
So a little cosmetic appearance here for Waddell. Get the saline solution and put it back in.
He's an underrated player. Great all-around type. Son of a coach. His dad was a coach.
Dad is the head coach at Tifton, Indiana.
Gene, that nice, pleasant little look there. Looks like he's going to the electric chair. Come on, Gene, loosen up, will you? He wants this championship bad, and he wants to build this momentum. I believe that they've won 9 out of the last 10 ball games, and they got nice momentum going. And being in the Big Ten, where you don't play the postseason conference tournament, your team isn't drained. See, I don't think it's too bad to lose in the postseason conference tournament because it takes 3 games. So if you lose early, you can go back home as soon as you lose, kind of rewind and get ready for the big dance. And it's going to be the greatest NCAA in the history of the NCAA. And Charlotte, North Carolina is already warming up and is 3 weeks away.
Don't need to write that down. We'll remember it. Here's Link Darner in the lineup now for Waddell. Number 30. He's primarily a three-point specialist. Steal made by Hester. Gets the ball back. And a chance for Illinois to take the lead here early in the ball game.
No off-the-ball move. They're all standing around. Illinois got to move without the ball. Come on.
Richard Keene, number 24, guarded by Darnell.
Nice pass.
Shelley Clark tipped away by Robinson. Illinois will have it to inbound.
That's the most difficult pass, that float pass, when Clark sealed his man off. The pass was thrown right. It's automatic 2 points.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Illinois wants to go inside, inside, inside. That's their ball game. Physical play.
That foul called on Porter Roberts, sophomore 6'3" guard from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
It will take a matter of time before everybody in the country will know this number 22 right here. Garrett?
Kejuan Garris, he's got a chance, a very good chance, to become the all-time leading freshman scorer in Illinois history. He's averaging 15-8, and Deion Thomas is currently the leader, 15-1. Stand back, got it. Ian Stanback for 2. 9-8, Purdue back on top.
Illinois is trying to eat up the clock. They want to play a slower game. They don't want to let Purdue get into their transition game. Many touches each time down.
Stolen. Robinson. 2-on-2. Reach-in foul called on Garris. That's his first. Team fourth. And with 15-17 remaining first half of play, time has been called. Purdue up by 1. On the campus at Purdue, Illinois trailing Purdue 9-8. Vern Lundquist and Al McGuire here. Purdue has a possible number 1 seed at stake and the Big Ten championship outright if they win.
It'd be very difficult if they win not to have them number 1.
Darner, nope. Chased down by Shelley Clark. Here's Jerry Hester for Illinois.
Just trying to burn some clock. They don't want to tire out the guards because Wheeler isn't here today.
P.J. Wheeler, who's normally a starter, suspended for 1 team by Lou Henson for a violation of team policy in the aftermath of the victory Wednesday night in Champaign over Minnesota. Waddell is back in. He's got the contact fixed. Here's the kick out. Hester, air ball. And it's caught on the fly by Clark, and he puts it in for 2.
That's where Clark is to shoot and score from. The junior college player of the year out of Iowa.
Robinson. Oh, nifty and then too strong.
Oh, he's trying to put mustard and sauerkraut on your hot dog there, big dog. Tried to get a little too fancy. Watch, we want to do a tomahawk. Here we go. Now he backs it up too far, see? Little bit too much showtime, but that's okay. We'll accept it.
You'd still have him on your team, huh?
Oh, I'd send a taxi for him.
10-9, 14-10 to go, first half of play. Herb Dove has come in the lineup now, defensive specialist number 21 for Purdue, and they're going to get Waddell for the reach in. That's his second foul, and it's the team 5th.
So far, it's been an ugly game. They can't seem to clutch into their speed gear or fast lane gear here. But one thing, Illinois doesn't want the Boilers to run, and the Boilers want to run and just can't seem to get it started.
Hester back to Garris. Look for the cutter, settle for Hester. Shelley Clark. Roberts rebound, Purdue. Robinson knocks it wide to the left, out of bounds, and who gets it? Purdue ball.
Too difficult a pass that time by Roberts. With Big Dog having inside position, you're better off trying to just drill it from 15 feet out.
Roberts, Darner, Dove, Robinson, and Stanback on the floor now for the Boilermakers. There's the double team baseline.
Mismatch to get the ball to Robinson down low. They got Hester on him.
Herb Dove gets it off the iron. Not a scorer normally.
He's athletic. It'll come in time. I believe he's only a sophomore, isn't he?
Yes, he is. From Indianapolis. Nice soft shot. That's for 2 by Kewan Garris. 13 minutes to go, first half. 12-11. Kind of a herky-jerky ball game thus far. No real flow or rhythm to it.
He likes to go outside first normally.
Just misses from 3. That's really extraordinary for men.
That size. He likes to score on the outside, then he moves on the inside. Usually big men start inside, then out. Nobody's putting a body on Clark. Now, I tell you, you don't put a body on a guy that size, he's going to have about 12 or 14 points on putbacks with chicken pox and all. There's the man. Quick release.
Robinson has 6 now. And Illinois leads by 1. Keene and Garris, along with Hester, Dion Thomas, and Shelley Clark on the floor for the Illini. Garris, nice move. And a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, Porter Roberts put his hand in there. It's just a tickle touch. What is a touch on the shooting arm? See what's happening down the Illinois end. They're trying to double team up on Dion Thomas, which is leaving the Clark guy free underneath on the other side of the basket.
Roberts picks up his second foul and sits down. And that is the 6th team foul. Now Hester is out, and Tom Michael comes in, number 32. Michael, who has already graduated at Illinois. Kewan Garris with a chance for 3. And the Chicago native gets a 3-point play. A 4-point Illinois lead. Almost midway through the first half.
Through the first half, all they showed is man-to-man. No pressure up court, no zones.
Well, Purdue, one of only 2 of the top 8. They're the only team playing today. Here's the nice shot.
Just a floater with no strain, no facial expression. It just seems that get me the ball and I'll bottom it out.
Trying to say Purdue was playing today. The other 7 in the top 8 played yesterday, and 6 of them lost. It was really an extraordinary day.
And North Carolina won an OT.
Right. Last night, Hawaii got into the tournament, first time in 22 years, defeating Brigham Young. Shot clock at 8.
That's no subway ride from Hawaii.
Submarine. Chance to tie or take the lead. Whoa, not like that. But it does go off Illinois. Time has been called with 10:59 to go first half. The Illini are up by 2.
It looks to me like that'll be a photo finish, that game, but either team that wins it will automatically go to the big dance.
17-15 here. Illinois with the lead. Garner, Dove, Robinson, Conzo Martin, and Brantley's back at the court now for Purdue. Brandon Brantley.
Too much body push in there that time on Illinois. Gandy's just put in there to throw 1 or 2 fouls away before they get to the 1-on-1.
Gandy, number 45, picks up his first. Chris Gandy, a freshman from Kankakee, Illinois. Loose ball. Purdue gets it back. Garner. Good job by Garris, and Garner's going to get called for the foul. Yep. Good call.
I thought it was a good call, too. Either way, they could have called earlier, but that time he definitely hooked him. Here's Ringalivio, Johnny Ryder Pony. We used to play in the Bronx in New York. Now watch this hook right here. There's the hook right there. That was the call. Then over his back.
You know, I like working with you. We both remember Oscar Robertson, and we both remember Ringalivio. And the next thing we're going to say is Ali Oxenfree.
You may take 2 steps, may I?
Garris gets the free throw. He's got 6. Deon Thomas has been blanked thus far for Illinois, averaging nearly 20 points per game. 18-15, Illinois on top.
This kid's a penetrator deluxe.
Dove with the ball now. Looks inside. Robinson working hard, calling for the ball. Got Tom Michael on him primarily. Here's Martin. Good. 3 points. He's the 3-point leader in terms of number of 3-point baskets made. Robinson is number 2 on the team.
One of the strangest statistics. He's never made one in his first 2 years. Talk about someone that's developed a shooting touch.
He's hitting 60% from 3-point range in the last 20 of his last 34. There's a steal by Dove. Michael gets it back. Might have hooked him. Gandy, no. Now Robinson has it. Dove kicks it back out to Martin. Michael to Garris for Illinois. 1-on-3. But he shoots it anyway.
Now the numbers are wrong for that freshman that time. I thought he was going to make a good play by backing it up, but then the temptation was too great, I guess. So if you put too much of a temptation in front of somebody, you can't blame them for committing a sin. You know, they had the shot there.
You did go to church this morning. Little theology lesson. 19-18. 9-10 to go first half.
Look, hey, they're just holding Robinson every turn, but that's part of being a superstar.
Gandy is locked up with him. Dove. Nope. Michael, Illinois. 19-18, 8:50 to go, first half of play.
Coaches playing, they don't commit many turnovers, especially their guards.
Thomas and Garner. Deon Thomas with the foul. That's his second.
Watch how many people are around Deon Thomas here. See, they float a guy from the weak side in the back, happens to be Robinson. They use Brantley in front of him. So pretty much they're saying, hey, let's use the other big guy to score from the outside. That's how come Clark got 2 baskets earlier in the game.
Waddell and Stanback sit down. Justin Jennings is back in along with Porter Roberts now. Justin Jennings in for the first time, not back in. He wears number 33.
He's trying to up-tempo the game. Both of those new ball players in for Purdue are running the roaders.
This is Jennings, number 33. Gonzo Martin. Got it.
Zoe's a player. Zoe never gets the paint, the ink, the pub that he deserves. And that's mainly because of Big Dog.
Zoe and the Big Dog. It sounds like a Ken Kesey novel. Shelley Clark for Illinois.
Yes, 6 points for Shelley. He's going to have a whole time high.
Waddell. Now this game is coming alive.
Well, when they score, they can put pressure up court, create movement.
Good pass by Shelley Clark. Little touch pass. Nicely done.
Nice spacing offensively going down court.
We're tied at 23 with 7.5 to go first half.
The lead stand back out there, even though he hit one already. So double down.
Roberts. Gandy with the rebound, taken away by Standback. No.
Watch this touch pass here. Just a nice touch while you're up in the air. He knows where his teammates are. All inside position. Just mailed home.
Ian Standback at the free throw line. He's a 61% shooter on the year.
I always judge ball players what they shoot the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. In the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game from the foul line, just Shelton shoots 25%. So that's the guy you hit big time.
Time has been called. Purdue up by 1. Fighting Illini out rebounding Purdue by 5 so far. Robinson has 8. Garris for Illinois with 7 points. And it's a 24-23 Purdue lead.
Illinois is doing better from the field. They're shooting 59%. The Boilers are shooting 50%.
Fighting Illini had a streak of 9 games in which they shot under 50% from the field, but the last 2 games they've been shooting much better. That win over Minnesota, they jumped out to a 34-14 first half lead and had a 65% shooting percentage in the first half.
Nice pressure up front. Trap should come right now. No, they're not trapping. He might wait till he's over half court, then trap. Roberts might come over. No, he didn't come over.
Jerry Hester tries to take it the whole way. And Shelley Clark is down on the floor. Gene Katie's giving Ed Hightower a little earful. Bennett back in, number 30. Robert Bennett. Michael Clark. Hester. He's got it down, takes the shot, no good. Leon Thomas is getting a rest, and the foul is going to be called on Purdue.
Anytime that Clark gets the ball off the glass, the size of his body, he's not that tall of a guy, but his body adds about 4 inches onto him.
Shelley Clark, he's listed at 262. Might be a pound or 2 or more than that, but he's lost a little bit because of chicken pox.
Yeah, they told us he lost 6 to 8 pounds to chicken pox. I don't know off which arm he lost it. That's mean. Ooh, an air ball, lack of concentration.
Oh, and he knew he was going to get it from this crowd.
Blame it on the chicken pox, Lou. He'll make this one. Told you so.
Well done. 24 all. 6:45 to go first half of play.
Nice.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Roberts.
Off the floor. Best pass in basketball is the bounce pass, especially if you're fooling around the interior.
Purdue up by 2, 26-24. Illinois has won the last 6 games between these two teams, including the last 3 in overtime. And one of those curiosities, this is the 143rd time they played, and
each team has 71 wins.
Yeah.
So this is the tiebreaker. 143rd game. That could have been a double dribble there.
Garris, as the shot clock wound down, he got rid of it. Here's Waddell. Conzo Martin. The crowd was waiting to erupt when that went through. And you heard a little bit of the crowd's exasperation. Richard Keene comes back in, replacing Kejuan Garris.
Vern, I might be missing something. Has Dion got 2 fouls? He seems to be sitting out quite a long time.
He's got 2 fouls and
okay.
0 points.
I missed that. I'm sorry.
Oh, nice save. Justin Jennings with the save. Robinson, fouled by Clark.
And Hightower made a good call that time. It looked like a walk, but he was pushed, which created the walk. You know, a lot of coaches, excuse me, Vern, a lot of coaches, what they do, 2 fouls, they save you for the second half. When you have 4 fouls, I never saved anyone. You pick up your 3rd one early, I take you out. But after the 4th foul, you know you got it, and I don't want you to go back in and pussyfoot around.
Would you always take a player out with 2?
Yeah, but I wouldn't blow the game. If the game stays tight, I leave him there. But if the game starts to move out, then I put him back. This game is staying tight. It's only a 2-point spread with the Boilers leading.
Keene with Waddell in his face. Here's Clark with a jumper over Robinson.
Clark is going bananas. I thought the guy couldn't score. Does he have 8 points already?
9.
9.
Which is his season average. And fresh from a bout with the chicken pox. Good ball movement that time. Waddell for 3. Nope. Rebound, no. Hester.
Again, Illinois wants to slow it down, use up ticks in the clock. Nice pass by Bennett into Hester that time. Lost the handle on the ball. A little bit of an easy deuce. Here we are down for a simple one.
Herb Dove at the defensive end. Justin Jennings at the offensive end. A couple of men off the bench for the Boilermakers.
Trying to create a turnover here, but Illinois does not turn over the ball. Very rarely do their guards turn it over.
Keene. Loose ball. Robinson for Purdue. Tiptoes along the baseline.
Robinson has to score a little bit more from the outside, but then he can move in. When he goes down low, there's too many people around him.
Robinson gets it back. Jennings actually the one who stole it, and Robinson will shoot.
If we can get a replay on that, you'll notice that Clark did not move his feet. Defense is played with your feet, not your arms or your body. Here we go. Watch his feet. Here he comes out, and he doesn't watch right here. He doesn't move his feet. See, he's not moving. Good work, camera people. Good work.
Shelley Clark picks up his 2nd foul. That's 9 team fouls on Illinois. Robinson at the line where he's 2 of 3 today.
You can play you strong, Vern. You can play you with finesse. Has the whole package. It looks to me like he would be a betweener, a 3 and a 4, as far as the next level of competition. And talk about the next level of competition. I want to congratulate you on the Olympics and everybody else at CBS.
Thank you, sir.
Especially you. You won a gold.
I've come from the world of triple Salchows and double axles back to the world of hoops.
Let's get you back to the world of 360s and 180s. And slamming and jamming and shaking and baking and twirling and curling.
I've gone from one contact sport to a non-contact sport. Robinson.
As the coach told me, Big Dog is hungry.
He can graze where he wants. Garris, no. Stand back with the ball. Purdue hustles up. Robinson.
He's perking up. Oh, the Big Dog. Call the Wild.
got 14. The lead is 8. And now Illinois is fighting the crowd and the Boilermakers. Boy, they needed that.
Oh, they needed that Major League, big time. That was the stopper.
Hester, everybody slipped back into their seats.
Coach Lou has a good game plan. It fell apart there. It's like they were like barracudas, piranhas. They smelled blood and off they went. A good run. But that 3-point stopped it.
5-point Purdue lead. 2:45 to go first half.
Roberts did not have the angle to feed the pivot that time. You have to create the angle to feed the pivot properly. And pivot players throughout the country now, in grade school and high school, have to learn to play when they're double down. And your vision to pass out from a double down. Because the double down's only really been around the last 5 or 6 years.
Really?
It came to college more from the NBA.
Right. Bennett picks up his 3rd foul and a seat on the bench. And Shelley Clark will also sit down. Standback is line, misses his first.
When you miss one, get off the line. Don't stand there, son. If you miss one, break the line. That means if you miss, reset. You might have done something wrong. See what happens.
He didn't do it.
Well, maybe we'll get up on the toes this time. That helped. That's
He
it.
did. Bingo.
Here he comes. Here comes Mad Dog. Everybody's watching him. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
Near the conclusion of today's game, Al and I will select the Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet donates a $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. There's a word, words of admonition for the big dog. Glenn Robinson, his mom is here watching, as she is for every game, from Gary, Indiana. Pressure applied now by Purdue. 35-29 with 2:40 to go first half. Nebraska leading Oklahoma State, trying to win the Big 8 Conference Championship.
I mean, he's doing a good job down there.
You bet. Here's Robinson to Jennings. Keene with the rebound.
3-2 fast break like that. I prefer one guy drop out, spot up for 3-point land.
Believe it or not, that is the first basket for Deon Thomas. He's got 2 points. Robinson. Oh, my.
They had to move in Deon Thomas because the game was starting to get away from the fight in the line. I would bury Deon Thomas with the defensive end inside the zone so he doesn't pick up his 3rd.
Right now they worry about him on the offensive end. Hester, this one won't go. And here comes Purdue. Last 3 minutes have been theirs. Roberts, guess who?
Soft. Really a soft shot. No rattling. And I was going to say as soft as church music. It's been used 1,000 times, but I was trying to relate something to soft. Nice inside position. Should be 2.
Thomas will shoot a couple. Yep.
High post or low post is the best way to feed the post.
Coming up at the Pennzoil at the half, Pat and the Reft will get you caught up on all the latest conference news, scores, and highlights, plus a visit live with Tom Butters and find out how they're coming along as they select the 64 teams in Kansas City.
Tom Butters was an outstanding baseball player.
I knew that, yes. Along with knowing Oscar Robertson, I knew that Tom Butters had played. That really blew my mind that Glenn Robinson didn't know who Oscar was. 38-31, and Deon Thomas is at the line.
When you watch Oscar Robinson play, it was like watching a tank.
Wasn't it?
Inch for inch, pound for pound, he has to be close to one of the greatest, if not the greatest that ever played.
Yeah, how do you pick? I mean,
well,
put him in your top 5 and let it go?
I put him in my top 5.
Yeah.
But me, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by far. I know the Michaels and the Magics and the Birds and so forth, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, even as Lou Alcindor, 3 New York City high school championships, 3 championships out at the Bruins, the Wizard of Westwood, and UCLA. And then the second year of the expansion team in the NBA, they win it all. Now, how can you rate someone better than that? And here comes a guy on an expansion team and wins the NBA championship in his second year.
I'm a believer.
Nice movement. Martin wants a spot up for 3 outside here.
Stand back. Creates his own shot. He's got 6. An 8-point Purdue lead, 40-32. Final 35 seconds, first half.
Use the basket here. 18 on the shot clock.
Hester, nice dish. Gandy, nice block. But they're going to call a foul on Stanback.
Well, it had to be below, I think. I thought he had all leather on the ball. But that high towel was right underneath the ball, right underneath the basket. Let's see now. I thought he had all ball. It's down ball. See the inside arm? It's down below. And there's the call by the ref on the baseline.
Gandy will get another. Chris Gandy.
What year is Chris in?
Chris is a freshman.
Get a little more confidence this time, Chris.
Kenny Williams, one of the senior co-captains, checks in now for the Boilermakers, the final 20 seconds. There's Ken Williams. Gandy gets the set.
He'll go for 1 to take with about 5 or 6 seconds. Missed shot. Have a putback, maybe. Time to start looking now. That's
Traveling.
That's right. Took too many steps. Took a walk on the Atlantic City boardwalk.
Now that's a stare.
Gene, that was a good call. Come on, Gene, loosen up. Plenty of time for a shot. 4.4 seconds. Plenty of time.
Steal by Dove. Foul on Dove.
And that's going to be a bonus foul. They're in the bonus, the super bonus. That's automatically 2 shots. The super bonus shouldn't come in to about the 12th foul, not the 10th.
Maybe they'll change that when they move the line back.
Well, no, what I say is constructive. I try to make it
I understand.
You know, round ball hoops, and that's been very good to me. I want in no way in my life to ever heard it. It educated my children. It got me through school, even though I copied. But it's...
Oh, you lost the contact.
Well, Purdue will get a shot. There's 3.4 left.
Kewan Garris is at the line now.
Now they won't.
That's the end of the first half with our score. The Purdue Boilermakers 40, Illinois 34. Pat O'Brien, Bill Raftery, along with Pennzoil at the half. After this message and a word from your local station. 40-34, Purdue has a halftime lead as we get set for the second 20 minutes, and Glenn Robinson is on with 17 points. Al McGuire.
Here's Big Dog. Here's what he brings to the table. That's why you need a long leash to guard him. He'll kill you from cannon range. He's super in between, and down low, he just dunks on you.
Well, he's almost unstoppable, and we've seen that, averaging 29.7 points per game so far.
What's so good about him, Vern, is his quick release. I can't see any chink in his armor. I can't see anyone else going #1 in the draft if he decides to come out.
And he is on the court right now, as are his 4 teammates. Purdue 25-4. Really on a mission to win this Big Ten championship. Gene Cady thinks that the team is a year away from making a real serious run at the national title, which is an obvious reason he'd like to have Robinson back. There are no seniors on the floor in the starting lineup for this Purdue team.
Another surprising thing that the audience might like to hear, that everybody on the Illinois team is from the state of Illinois.
including that man who's from Gary, Indiana. And he's now got 19 points in the ball game.
Trying to create more play, put more pressure up court. It's broken now.
Jerry Hester a little off balance when he took the shot. Waddell with a rebound. Off the front iron. Rebound. Illinois. Richard Keene underneath. Shelley Clark, good play.
Brantley didn't get back fast enough in transition that time.
Gonzo Martin saves it. Waddell. And Clark with a rebound. Offensive foul. Go back and take a look at Brandon Brantley.
Yeah, watch here. See, Brantley doesn't get back on defense. See how late he is coming back? Gave him a chippy shot. Man-to-man, fighting the lineup.
Gonzo Martin. Waddell again.
One hit from outside.
Just did miss. Roberts brings it back out to reset.
Good move. He was thinking of a bounce pass into big dog cutting. No room for it.
Waddell, nice move.
Misses two three-pointers from outside. Drove that time, get his confidence back. Rang the bell.
Waddell with 8 points, and that is the margin by which Purdue leads this game now, 44-36.
Purdue wants a hammer inside. There it is, hammer inside. Out and back in again.
Keene, yes.
First look inside. They won't let the Boyles get at them too far. It's only a half a dozen spread now.
Waddell again. Short again.
Boy, that's rare that he misses 3 in a row, and each one of them he had time. Maybe that's the problem, too much time. Don't give shooters time to think. They usually miss it. They have time to think.
Clean block by Robinson. Ball is loose. It'll be Illinois. Substitution now for the Boilermakers. Ian Stanback is going to come in, so also will Link Garner.
Stanback's a little bit more physical than Brantley. That's where they moved him in.
And Waddell.
So Clark won't push him around. Waddell went 0 for 3 from cannon range and maybe talked and try to build up his confidence again. He's their best three-point shooter, being that Wheeler's not here. That'll end up maybe an old-fashioned 3 points there.
Off the set inbound play and a chance for the 3-point play.
He comes right around the pick here, gets the inside position, and that's absolutely a no-no. Now, one of the reasons that Illinois is playing so slow is because Wheeler averages 25 or 30 minutes in the game.
Right.
And they don't want their guards to get too tired out, especially going into the last 5-6 minutes of this game.
Deion Thomas blanked for much of the first half, now has 6 points. And the lead is down to 3. 5 unanswered points now for the Illini. Well,
he wants the ball. They better get, you said earlier, they're going to shorten up in that least. They got to spread out and get on him in 3-point land.
22 for Glenn Robinson now. And Porter Roberts is going to be whistled for the foul.
That has to be so pure, that steal, when you're standing out there in the open like that. That should be his 3rd foul.
So a quick move to the bench, and Herb Dove will come in, number 21. Roberts will sit down.
Harris, a future star with the ball. Only mistake he makes, he commits to the air too soon. He doesn't have a flight plan.
Robinson up trying to get the block. Deon Thomas hustles for the rebound and puts it back in.
That's what Deon Thomas wants. Underneath, bump and grind, kind of slugfest.
47-43. Robinson for 2 more.
How many points for Robinson now?
24.
24.
Keene. Dove with a rebound. Robinson.
Ooh, he put it up with the left hand in tight.
No injury. Third foul on Garris, second team foul of this half, and Robinson goes to the line.
He's never beaten Illinois. In his career, he only played 2 years here. They only played Illinois once this season. Because there's 11 teams, everybody knows, in the Big Ten when you count Penn State. So the only accomplishment, he's never beaten them. So it's an extra incentive for Mr. All-World.
And right now he's going for 26 points. With 15 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the ball game. Boilermakers lead. It's been a little bit more than an average day so far for Glenn Robinson.
Well, GR, he's 9 of 14 from the field goal and 2 for 5 from three-point land.
Of course, John Wooden graduated from Purdue University before becoming an Hall of Fame coach and player out of UCLA and Purdue. And in 1932, John Wooden was the player of the year, and Purdue won the national title.
I don't know how to decide the national titles then, because there was no NCAA and no NIT tournament. NIT was the first tournament, then the NCAA. Maybe the president of Purdue decided.
Here's Hester Ford. Putback Thomas. And at the other end, Conzo Martin, as Robinson was knocked down. He's quickly back up and in a battle with Hester.
Just can't shake him.
Glenn Robinson. Oh, my goodness. 29 points.
Hester, you got to get the belly button, force him to put the ball on the floor and go around you.
Glenn Robinson, one of the leading candidates for another award, too, the John Wooden Award, presented by the Los Angeles Athletic Club to the Player of the Year.
Nice hustle that time by Donna, coming up with the ball. He's another son of a coach.
Lead is 9. Keene up high for the rebound. Garris. And he'll shoot a couple.
Nice continuity. Kept his eye up on the rim all the way through. You know, one of the things that Tom Butters and the NCAA committee would have in picking the teams, if Purdue would lose, then Michigan and Purdue are equal. Do you make one a seeded 1 or 2? Now, if Purdue wins, I say automatically they are the champs of the Big Ten and they will be seeded 1. Kind of interesting.
Maybe there's a 1A seed in there somewhere. We don't know about it.
An alternate.
Yeah. And of course, yesterday with Missouri losing, Arkansas losing, Connecticut losing, Arizona lost out on the West Coast when they might have earned a #1 speed. They still might, but boy, it was amazing to see what happened around the country.
When you mention Arizona, Luke Olson, the coach, I call him the senator, has the most pressure on him than anyone inside the big dance. You know the reason why?
Why that?
Because he lost the last 2 first-round games. 1 to, I think, was East Tennessee 2 years ago.
Right.
And last year he lost to
Santa Clara.
Ooh, you did your homework, my man.
Hanging with the big guy.
Yep. And we're touching big dog.
54-47 Purdue. Selection show this afternoon from Kansas City. JB and Tom Butters. The 64 teams will be announced at 6:30 Eastern Time here exclusively on CBS. Foul is called on Justin Jennings. That's the 4th team foul.
He gets inside position. The fans wanted the bounce there. But JJ gave an elbow. I believe no call was the right call.
Here's Kiwan Garris. Oh, boy, Justin Jennings.
Ooh, that's a hairline call. That ball, I think, reached its apex. I think it reached its zenith. Yes, I do know some words I haven't told Billy Packer about. Yeah, that ball, I believe, was on its way down.
Boy, when I get you with an apex and a zenith in the same sentence. This is high cotton. Ooh, Richard Keene. That's for 3, and the lead is 4. Stand back. Had the patience to let Thomas go up.
Illinois has to get back quicker on defense.
(56-50) with 13:45 to go in the ball game. Thomas so quiet for so long in the first half, and he's now got 12 points.
Deon Thomas was back to the basket. You give him the ball down in the blocks, he's the best in the Big Ten. But he's back to the basket.
Robinson.
Dipsy dude dancing around, giving us a disco now. He's really putting the show on.
31 points. Garris, Hester. Rejected by Jennings.
Well, watch these moves here. He's putting on the Madison Square Garden dog show. Go.
And he's going to get a rest.
What for? Gene, what for? Well, I guess he wants some fresh. It's 13 to go. He'll be back in with about 11 to go.
58-52. Robinson with 31 points now. And 1,000 Big Ten points. He's the first player to score 1,000 Big Ten points in his first 2 years. There's Thomas with 14. Excuse me, Al.
My fault. Boilers cannot allow Illinois to get the ball into the post. That's what Illinois wants to do every time down.
Stand back. Richard Keene with another rebound. He's been a presence on the defensive boards. Whoa, Tom Michael let it go. Just a lack of concentration by the senior. And Waddell makes him pay with a dagger to the heart. 60-54.
That trifecta offense of Martin, Waddell, and Thomas and Robinson. Those are 3 scorers.
Keene. Justin Jennings, 2-on-2. Waddell.
Excellent play by Justin Jennings that time. He made the middleman commit. It was 2-on-1. Here they come, 2-on-1. Now watch the bounce pass. He holds it long enough. Excellent.
Timeout, Illinois. Thus far, Glenn Robinson with 31 points on 11 of 17 shooting. Illinois turnovers 13-6, and Thomas now with 14 points and 4 rebounds.
Second half, Illinois shooting 50%. The Boilers are shooting 60%.
Glenn Robinson getting a rest now, went out with 13 minutes to go. The last time Purdue was a #1 seed was in 1988 when they had that trio of seniors here. Everett Stevens and Troy Lewis among them, and got beaten by Kansas State up at the Silverdome in Pontiac.
Yeah, they had a good chance that year to win it all. Heartbreak Hotel. I call it Heartbreak Hotel because Keene's nickname is Elvis. With his hairdo out there.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Here's Roberts. Back to Waddell. Justin Jennings. And they spot up Conzo Martin. Garris with a rebound for Illinois. 62-54, 11:20 remaining in the ball game. Air ball.
Tempo's picking up a little bit, which favors Purdue. Still a very tight ball game, 8 points. Plenty of time left, 11 minutes.
Waddell with perhaps not the best shot he might have taken. Garris with a nifty left-handed layup.
You don't stay in front of that guy, you're in trouble. Outstanding penetrator. If he sees daylight, he's going to take it. Any little crack, he's going to fit through.
You predicted Robinson to return at the 11-minute mark, and he's waiting to get back in. First dead ball opportunity.
It's his show today.
Tom Michael tips it away. Glenn Robinson re-enters the fray, and he replaces Justin Jennings.
Here comes Garris to daylight. He sees a little daylight. His eyes open up. See that? See his eyes kind of open up. Puts it up with his left hand. Smooth. You'll hear about him for the next 3 years.
Conzo Martin will inbound the ball. Herb Dove is getting ready to come back in also for Purdue. And he will replace Conzo Martin. Meanwhile, Jerry Hester is back in for the Illini, replacing Tom Michael. 6-point lead. Waddell.
Should be 2. Ooh, overlaid.
Offensive foul. Or the shot clock. Shot clock had expired. So here comes Illinois with a chance to cut it to 4 or perhaps 3. Garris guarded by Roberts. Nice soft turnaround jumper by Dion Thomas. He's got 16.
Kind of a trap zone that time. The 2-3 looking to trap the corners. Didn't work.
At the 9:50 mark, the Illini right back in this. They trail by 4. Roberts goes left. Dion Thomas, quick outlet to Garris. It's a 2-on-4, and he'll bring it back out.
Try to hammer it underneath.
There's a foul away from the ball. Foul was called on Herb Dove. Dove's third, 15th foul of this half. Now Conzo Martin checks back in. Brantley's out. Dove is out. Richard Keene is out. All kinds of changes. So we'll set the lineup here in a moment. This is Jerry Hester with Garris and Thomas. And Hester lays it up and in.
Hester gave you a blacktop move. That means a playground.
The lead is 2. Purdue going on a 3-minute dry run. It just ended.
Mike, you got to play. When he looks down at the floor, he's getting in rhythm to take his cannon shot. Every time the big dog looks down, move up on him. Get him belly button to belly button. Let him go around and get help from the weak side.
Garris. Hester. Stand back, can't get it, but Waddell does. Oh, a nice defensive move by Michael, but it's Purdue ball as Roberts got it back.
Wait for stand back, get back in the ball game, get down low, stand back, get the ball coming. Robinson should come around a double pick here. Nope, he's holding down low.
There's the double team, and Robinson with a turnover. That's 7 Purdue turnovers for the ball game. Shelley Clark back in, number 35 for the Illini now, and Dion Thomas will get a rest. Thomas with 16 points. So they sat Robinson down for a little over 3 minutes, and now the big man for Illinois will get a rest.
They can't let him sit out too much for maybe 2 minutes.
Michael, no. And it'll be Purdue ball.
Michael did not have that shot. I think they wanted a better shot than that. The game plan has to make the game look a little ugly. They want to eat up the clock. All Coach Lou Henson wants to do is have a shot at the end of the ball game and win it all. by Stanback.
Robinson cutting, gets it.
Give Stanback the credit. Robinson did a curl move rather than fade out the three-point land. As he came around Stanback with his big body, he was free. And once you give it to Robinson down low, curtains.
36 of the 67 points for Purdue in the column marked Robinson. Loose ball on the line. It'll be Illinois.
They got to get Thomas back. You can't flirt around here too long.
Well, Lou Henson can think about it now. CBS Sports coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Big Ten championship and a possible #1 seed on the line for the Purdue Boilermakers. They lead Illinois by 7 with 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the ballgame. Vern Lundquist and Al McGuire at Mackey Arena, and the lead is now 5. The Fighting Illini have stayed with Purdue throughout this ballgame. The lead has never been in double digits. Here's Robinson. Oh, my! I thought they were going to go for the offensive foul. They did not.
Well, what happened there, you can tell a ball player that scores after he kills his dribble. That's a sign of an NBA pro. But he keeps his balance. Watch how he keeps his balance off this push. He's strong. It doesn't affect him in any way at all. He finalizes. He also finalizes on fast breaks. And he gets himself on the foul line. To be a big-time scorer, you must be able to go to the foul line.
And it stays in. Glenn Robinson with 39 points today. And on the pile of statistical minutia, you can add this one. We mentioned it in the first half. If he gets 40 today, his season average goes to 30 points per game. At the other end, Kejuan Garris. 70-65. Garris with 17 points.
Kejuan's playing an outstanding game offensively, dishing off good.
Waddell, a little too strong. Tip back, he'll try it again.
Good save that time by Stanback underneath, kept the ball alive. Man to man.
Stanback goes out and gets the long rebound.
Takes the small man down low. Oh! Michael Jordan that time. He bent his knees just enough to maintain to get the shot off before they call walking. That is a move for a guy 5'10", 5'9". That's the Spud Webb move. Watch this move here. He sees he can't get it off. He readjusts in the air, and on the way down, he bent his knees so his feet wouldn't touch right away. Watch his knees. Now there's the bending of them. Releases just in time.
Now I know where the phrase, "you're kidding me," came from. And this will tie his career high. If it's good, it is.
He scored more points in 2 years in the Big Ten than any other player in the history of the Big Ten.
42 this afternoon for Glenn Robinson.
In Big Ten games, I'm talking now. 18 games a year. This is 36 games.
Keene got it.
Elvis hit one from outside.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
I seen him. I was on 42nd Street the other day. I seen Elvis. He's alive. I know he's alive. Hound dog in blue suede shoes.
73-67, 5:38 to go.
Tough pass. Tough pass.
Foul on Deon Thomas.
Had to be. The pass wasn't high enough. You got to seal in that position and not leave. When he seen the pass wasn't high enough, Thomas pushes. Watch. The pass isn't high enough. Not enough room. So he had to push to get the room. Very difficult entry pass.
That's 4 fouls on Deon Thomas. Lou Henson keeps him in the ball game. 5:32 remaining. Bennett will replace Deon Thomas. Lou Henson thought better of him. Deon, a senior now from Chicago Simeon High School.
I don't know. I think this move right now, I'm looking at 30 seconds. It's 5:30 left. I don't think you can keep him out more than 30
I was thinking back to what you said in the first half. With the game on the line, let him play. He knows he's got 4.
After the fourth, you know him out here pussyfooting around. The way you protect the guy is go to his zone and bury him inside the zone.
Well, why not?
Oh,
Why not?
he's feeling. He's taking on little guys, big guys, guys in between. It was funny yesterday because the assistant coach said to me, he says, you know, the big dog is hungry. So I guess he's really hungry.
15 Illinois turnovers, Al.
Yeah, it seems like Purdue's winning by 12, 13 points, and they're only winning by 8. Illinois needs a stopper right here.
The lead has never been in double digits.
Putting a smaller man on Robinson to play up on him. Robinson is down the bucket, play over him. Robinson's curling around all over, using picks and screens. Now you're a little bit too far out even for you, Robinson. A little bit tighter.
Robert. Whoa! My goodness, it's contagious.
Need a timeout, Illinois, now, and discuss, but you got to get Thomas back in. You got to call.
Purdue trying to grab a number 1 seed, Al.
The score stays the way it is, they will get number 1 seed, in my opinion. How far can they go? I say they can get to the Elite 8. The problem they have their 2 centers cannot score often enough, and that would be Brantley and Stanback. So they'll finally get caught there, I believe. But they could be a Final Four. They could be in the Queen City. And you know, out there, you want to really be a big shot in the office tomorrow, catch those 2 shows after the Big East Championship. You'd be able to walk into the office tomorrow and make believe that you're a guru in round-walled hoops.
I'll give you a question. Who is the one team that no top-seeded team wants to play early in the tournament?
And hey, you got a pencil? I want everybody to write this down.
I got one.
Green Bay.
Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Wisconsin, Green Bay. Bennett, Coach Bennett, and I'm not saying because I live in Wisconsin, I live there by choice in the city of Milwaukee, but Bennett is one of the best coaches in the country. Hey, they only lost to Purdue by 4 or 5 points early in the season. They beat Marquette this year. So in no way do I want to play them anywhere, anyhow, unless it's in Europe during the summertime.
Speaking of which, nice segue. This Purdue team played a 9-game schedule in Europe back in the early spring in May. Coach Katie thinks it helped really solidify them for the run this year in the Big Ten.
It does help the club out. That's why they don't allow it once every 4 years when you take the team overseas. When we won the national championship in 1977, I took my team down to South America, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Sao Paulo, and we're out.
How proud do you think Christine Bridgman is? Her son, Glenn Robinson, has now scored 44 points. Richard Keene, with no sense for the dramatic, gets right in the middle of the shot.
He's just like Elvis. Elvis always hogged the camera.
Waddell, no foul called.
We now have a major league basket this time down. And expect the ball to go low to Thomas and stand back to pick up a foul.
Shelley Clark and Deion Thomas back in with Hester, Garris, and Richard Keene for Illinois.
There it is.
Ah, nice touch. Deion Thomas with 18.
Now they need a score, so get it into Big Dog.
Shelley Clark working on him right now.
Taking a few ticks off the clock.
2 more.
You know what happened? Shelley Clark played him good. Made him pull up and take his rainbow.
In the last 152 games, when Purdue has scored 80 or more, they are 44-0. And they're sitting on 80 right now.
And the fight in the line I will not fold. Plenty of time left, 7 spread.
2:18 remaining.
They need a stopper. You got to play Robinson before he touches the ball. Get in front of him, Clark.
He did.
Thomas is coming from the weak side. They're playing from behind.
Substitution, Robert Bennett back into the lineup, and he replaces Shelley Clark.
Put him in for more spread. Use the clock up more. Spread him out up. Want to make a turnover going down. Bennett can turn over the ball better than Clark. He's on Robinson. Missed the pick. He tried to fight his way through that pick. Bennett just didn't have enough room to slide through. And every time Robinson scores, the crowd stands up. And we can't see the game when he stands up.
Glenn Robinson is 1 point shy of 50 for the afternoon.
Not a bad night they worked. I would say it's Glenn Robinson time.
90 seconds remaining to go over the half 100 mark for the day.
Gene's on the sideline saying, post him up. No, Glenn wants to move outside.
Foul called on Illinois.
They're not in the 1-1 yet, so Purdue gets the ball out, or are they in the 1-1? They're not in the 1-1 yet.
That's the 16th foul. The high this year in Division I, Eddie Benton of Vermont had 54. Glenn Robinson sitting on 49 right now with 1:20 remaining in the game. Don't you know they'd love to get him 50? He's got the ball.
Michael, just pray all he can do.
No basket. Foul before the shot. He goes to the line.
It's a 1-1. They did not call that a two-shot foul. I was surprised. I thought it was continuity off his shot. But let's see if he can make his first one. If it doesn't go in, he does not get the second one. I'm pretty sure that's all they called was 1-1.
1-1. They'll have to get the ball back here. In the meantime, Conzo Martin gets the putback.
That's one of the trifecta scorers. Martin and Waddell, along with Robinson.
Steal by Robinson.
Your first mistake, my man.
I think he knows what the scoreboard shows.
And Gene Katie's caught in the middle. He wants him to get a big hand coming out. You know, they want to give the last ovation, but he still wants him to get 50 points, but he's taking them out anyway. There's a big hug. Could be the last time that Robinson plays at home.
There's Frank Kendrick, who recruited him out of Gary, Indiana. Frank, who was an All-American here in '74.
An outstanding ball player.
49 for Glenn Robinson. Hester. Putback is good.
Thomas. Steal by Hester.
85-75. Roberts to kick it back outside.
Go around the horn.
And the Boilermakers of Purdue are going to win the Big Ten title and sit back and wait to see if they've got a #1 seed. The record for the year, with no seniors in the starting lineup, goes to 26 wins and 4 defeats. And fittingly, Kenny Williams, the senior co-captain, gets the basket that may clinch the Big Ten title. Purdue has won it. NCAA players of the game. Dion Thomas of Illinois with 22 points. Glenn Robinson of Purdue with a career-high 49 points. $1,000 scholarships to be donated to each college's general scholarship fund to further assist qualified students in all chosen academic fields. Boilermakers of Purdue go 26-4. They are the Big Ten champions of 1994.